Hi everyone, I'm Rita Peterson with Everything Homemade, and this is the second part of my YouTube series in homeschooling. The first part was a wrap just to kind of kick off the series. This second part and the couple of next videos, I am actually really going to dive into some really important questions. And the first question that I'm going to answer is, why do I personally homeschool? Or let's rephrase that again. Why do John and I personally homeschool our children? And I'm going to answer that question. And what I'm going to do is, instead of spending a half an hour to 45 minutes talking about several questions, I'm going to make every video between 6 to 10 minutes long, answering one question at a time. One, it'll make it easier on you. Two, there's not much time to sit down for 45 minutes, an hour to listen. So it kind of breaks it up into smaller segments. And so I have some questions that I've really put a lot of thought into. How should I present this series to the world? And at first I had a lot of ideas, and then I started to scrap that and change it. And so now I think the best way is to get some questions answered, my opinion on them, so you can really understand where I'm coming from before we dive into the actual books, into the actual doing, because all the behind the scenes are just as important as the book work. Okay, so without further ado, why do we homeschool? Well, one, Titus 2. Okay, this is a biblical chapter. Look it up. I'm not going to read it all, but please, I urge you to read Titus 2. And in a nutshell, it talks about us as parents or older women, older men, teaching our children, teaching others, okay? And that really stuck with me, and God really started working on my heart in this, going, should I teach my children? And that kind of scared me, because I don't view myself at that time as a teacher. I didn't think I had the credentials to teach, nor the patience to teach. I didn't think I was what you would call a good teacher in that aspect, where I could, sit down. I never taught children. I'm with my kids, but teaching them how to garden, but then teaching them their alphabet and words and all this, the English language really scared me. And I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this. And so I got really, really scared about that. But the more I thought about it, the more I prayed about it, the more God started continuing to work on me and going, you know what? I want to be the one that my children come up to and ask the hard questions. I want to be the one to answer them for them. I want them to know the truth from their parents, not from somebody else, not from their friends at school, not from anybody else. At this young age, I want to be the one that they come to and ask. And I want to make sure that they grow up with the morals, with biblical truth, understanding that comes at the first from the parents teaching the children. The children trust the parents, and I want them to know that when they have a question, no matter how hard that question, how awkward that question is, that they can come to us and we're going to answer them, or give the best answer that we know. And if I don't know, I can say, hey, you know what? I don't really know the answer to that, but I will get back to you. And I've done that before, where I'm like, you know what? I don't 100% know. Let me do some research and I'll get back. I want them to know that I'm available at any time to answer those questions. And that means a lot, because if they're in school 6+ hours a day, who's influencing them? Are they influencing them in a biblical way? Or are they teaching my children some things that I don't want them to teach? Nowadays, for me, with the demoralization of society, I want them to be firm in the biblical text on how to behave, how to act, what are morals, what's the difference between right and wrong. So I want to make that impression so they are equipped, ready to go into adulthood. So that really, really was a catalyst to pushing me in the homeschooling direction. The other thing is that God really worked on me on this is sharing my life with my kids. You know, we have kids, and then we're like, oh yeah, we got to send them off to school for 6 hours. Break from mom. Is that selfish? I mean, just to me, that really just hit a really sensitive spot, because if I'm out there to be their mom, to teach them, shouldn't I want to share my life with them? And so I really sat back and going, you know what? I can have mom time. There's nothing wrong with mom time, okay? I wake up really early in the morning and I have my own time there. But then during the day, it's with the kids. And sometimes I take a break. I say, hey kids, mom's going to go to sleep for 30 minutes. Put it in the timer, and they know, hey, that's my time. Mom needs a break. And they're really good about it. And there is time to schedule within that. But I realized, you know what? We need to have a different focus, a different understanding, is that we have our children and we need to share our lives with them. We need to share what we like to do, and it gets them involved. It teaches them at the same time. You know, we get them involved with gardening, with housework, with fun outdoor things, with, you know, woodworking with my husband, with building things, all these things. My kids are always with us, so they're always learning something. Okay, so all these questions really, really, I had to answer them for myself, and I had to really think about them and really, really search the scriptures about why do my husband and I want to homeschool, and why do we want to homeschool our children. And let me tell you, it's been nothing but a blessing. I mean, there's hard days, there are good days, but it has been a blessing to teach my children and watch them grow. So that answers the very first question. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat here. And the next video, I'm going to actually talk about the fear of failure, because this is a very important topic and one that I really struggled with. So I answered the question, why do John and I homeschool? The next is, okay, I figured out why I want to homeschool, but now I have a fear of failure and how to overcome that fear. So I'll see you on the next video.